Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Jed Morgan, and Doctor Strange 2 is bearing down upon us, releasing this very weekend. And this has kind of been a complicated subject to talk about, a complicated release, complicated filming, tons and tons of reshoots. It definitely, changing of directors, it definitely doesn't seem like it's the movie that it was originally intended to be, as is the case with a lot of these movies, but this one seems more than usual to be affected by everything that's going on in the world, COVID, the results of Spider-Man No Way Home. There's just a lot going on with this movie that's kind of interesting and kind of complicated. I personally am not all that excited about the film. I've lost trust in Disney and Marvel over the last few years. They've given me a lot of terrible, terrible content ever since really Endgame was the last project that I insanely enjoyed out of Marvel. That was at the tier that I was used to Marvel being at. Besides, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home, which is not a Disney Marvel production. It was a Sony Marvel production, which seems to have made at least a little bit of a difference because everything Disney Marvel from the last few years has been unmitigated shit. So I'm not looking forward to it, and I just don't think it's going to be that good. There is a lot going for it. I do love Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange. I used to love Wanda as the Scarlet Witch up until WandaVision really destroyed her moral compass. And Sam Raimi is a very talented director, so there is still some going for it. I would love to be proven wrong about this film. I would love to walk out of that theater loving it, but I just don't see that as being a possibility at this point. There's too much against it, especially with them learning the wrong lessons from Spider-Man No Way Home. They seem to believe that cameos are what people want, and that's cameos that make people money these days. But it's good stories about people we care about. And that's something that Marvel struggles with currently, with new or old characters alike, making characters that people like, that the audience can connect with. So that's the part that they're missing out on. They're just like, oh, cameos, that's all that matters. We can parade a line of famous people across the screen. They can wave at the screen and just disappear from the movie, and no one will be the wiser, and everyone will love it. No, we want good, compelling stories with characters that we care about. But that seems too complicated a concept for Marvel and Doctor Strange, as they've done so many research since Spider-Man to incorporate a godless amount of cameos. And we have some of those cameos here confirmed. They've either been confirmed in trailers or leaked footage. So if you're avoiding spoilers for Doctor Strange 2, now would be a good time to click off, as I will be going into some of these. But some of the early ones that we had confirmed a while ago were Professor X, Patrick Stewart. He's going to be coming back this time in his yellow wheelchair from the animated series. I'm not too excited about this because he's lost a lot of his nerd cred, his artistic integrity, and his character integrity. A few years ago, I would trust him to be like, hey, I care about this character. I want to see him done right. Professor X is an important part of my life. I want him respected. And same thing with Picard. But after the Picard TV show, when he annihilates the character that really helped make his current career, I lost faith in him to really care about his characters, the audience, the fan base. He doesn't seem to care anymore, so I don't trust that he came back for the right reasons. If it was someone like Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, I fully believe that Hugh Jackman loves the character Wolverine and would not see him debased in some sort of feminist identity politics manner, but Patrick Stewart has done it in the past, so why won't he do it here? So I'm not holding out hope that he really is trying to be the torchbearer for this character. He's just like, ooh, money. And I mean, you can respect that. You can understand wanting money to a certain extent, but he doesn't have the cred to really draw me to the theater anymore. We also have Captain Carter confirmed from the What If series. I didn't watch all of What If, and I'm just not really interested. What Ifs are fine in little one-off episodes, but I don't think they should be brought into the main continuity because it can be very confusing to a lot of normies to see Haley Atwell playing two different roles. It's a little confusing to the average audience goer, and I just don't like the idea of her character all that much. I love Haley Atwell. I'm glad she's getting more work in the MCU. She definitely deserves it. But they should have gone with the more Captain Britain from the comics that was just his own character. He wasn't a Captain America knockoff. Because, yeah, just taking origin stories and taking characters and titles and all that from other people, it just feels secondhand, sloppy seconds. Like, she's never going to be as good as the original Captain America because Marvel doesn't see her as good as the original Captain America. So there's always going to be that hanging over her head. Is if she had just been an original character, she could be her own thing. And that's something that Marvel struggles with a lot currently. And they are always going to lean towards more tokenization, as Young Ripa always puts it. So it's kind of an interesting addition to the film. And yeah, and then there's some one-offs that I don't really care about, some other interesting ones. But We also have Monica or Maria Rambeau. I don't really care about this one because she's from Captain Marvel. I thought that was a dog shit movie. She's got the same powers as Captain Marvel, and that's just too overpowered. I'm not a big fan of overpowered characters. It takes too much talent as a writer to write these, and no one at Disney, Marvel, or really DC has the talent to write near invulnerable, impossibly powerful, godlike characters these days. They don't have the ability, so I fully expect this to be terrible addition to the story, more because I don't trust the writers to have the talent. Now, this last bit is the most spoiler related, the most that hasn't been officially confirmed. It is still technically a leak and a rumor, but it's got so much evidence towards it that I believe it. We have this video. It was taken down from Twitter, so I had to screen record it before that happened, so the quality is dog shit, but it's the best that we have at this time. We have John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. We have Maria Rambeau, and this is Black Bolt. I don't really care, and then Captain Carter in the background. People have been begging for John Krasinski to play Mr. Fantastic for years, and it just sucks that he's going to be making his first appearance as a cameo role rather than his own standalone Fantastic Four movie. And I really don't like the idea of him to be brought in just for a one-off. Cameos need to have meaning, be incorporated into the story, not just be like, ooh, hey, famous person, famous person, famous person. Yeah, and it's just... It feels empty and meaningless, so why should I care if it's so superficial? We also have this image of him facing off against Wanda and her tearing him apart. So there's definitely the possibility that he was brought into this movie just to be killed off, because Marvel has stated, and I definitely believe, that they won't have a regular Fantastic Four. They won't have an all-white Fantastic Four. They will be so diverse in so many different ways that they may have done that just to satisfy the fans. And like, see, hey, we gave you the Fantastic Four you want with John Krasinski. Now accept our super diverse Fantastic Four, and if you don't, you're a bigot. And that's just not going to be a good approach. So I really hope it's not just for this one-off, because he would be great in the role, and I really hope that they don't bring him in just to kill him. And then if they do end up going to him in the end anyway in his own project, just say, oh, he's a variant, so it's okay he died. No, your first impression of this character will be him getting ripped apart by another character. That's not a good first impression for someone like Mr. Fantastic, who is a vital part, one of the hearts of the Marvel Comics, at least. It's like taking Iron Man in the first Iron Man movie, killing him off, and then in the first Avengers movie, reintroducing him and say, oh, that one that you saw brutally murdered? Yeah, that's not the real one. That it just really hurts the audience's connection with this character and belief in them as a hero. So it just sucks. And yeah, since this is actually like a panning image, this is a video, I definitely lend towards its truth a little bit more. And yeah, they're standing up off against Wanda in this Illuminati headquarters, it looks like it's going to be. And I'm just not looking forward to this movie for a myriad of reasons. Beyond the empty cameos, beyond the ruining of Wanda's character from WandaVision, and the destruction of Mr. Fantastic, I'm not looking forward to that. So we'll have to see how it all turns out in the end. I'm not looking forward to it, and that really sucks, because I built so much of my life, a lot of my young adult life, off of loving the MCU, and to see it so destroyed and ignored and just debased so thoroughly by its very creators is painful for me to say, but that's where I'm at. I don't really care all that much. I probably wouldn't be watching this movie unless I were reviewing it for this channel. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Anon. If you like what I do here and want to see good, compelling stories that Hollywood will no longer give you, check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern-day mental illness issues. Books 1, Down in Flames, and Book 2, Apocalypse Then, currently on sale. Book 3, Kill the Dark, coming soon.